Uh-oh,
Hello.
that
How
was
are you?
delayed. I'm cool.
Oh yeah, that was a delay.
What's going on with you? How has your week been?
Good. How's yours?
Um, my favorite holiday aside from my birthday is gone, and
Hmm.
now we're going into the boring part of the year, but it's a new year, so I'm happy for that. How about you?
Right round the corner.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Say that again. Oh no, Alicia, what's happening?
20.
She's having technical difficulties. Hello, hello. Testing one, two, 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Well, seems like her internet is going in and out. So what I'll do is I'll say greetings to you all. It is December 30th. We have one more day of this crappy year. Then we're going into a new year. Okay, 2021. We can't wait to have you. Um, who knows if it's even going to be better, but we do have promise. We do have hope. Okay. Uh, 2020 was just a dirty year. It's nasty, it's ugly, it's filthy, filled with death, filled with hate, um, vandalism, uh, anything bad happened this year, okay? And Christmas was the bright spot. Didn't hear of any deaths on Christmas or over the holiday time, at least for that weekend, last weekend. So happy for that. This week I'm laying low, didn't go on stage. I was going to, but situations weren't correct. So I decided to stay my tail home, be safe, and just bring in the new year from my house. I haven't gotten any calls about any parties or anything. I don't think I want to be around people at this time. It's wacky right now. Trump lost. There's some weirdos out there who want revenge. Just the COVID, everything is out there. So I'll be happy from my crib. All right. Hopefully, you guys are staying safe. If you're watching this video, you made it through the year. You got one more day, and happy that you are taking more days of breath. Miss Alicia, are you there? Oh my gosh, she's gone. I'm doing the show by myself for a second. Came on tonight to discuss some movies with you that are out right now. Some awesome movies. I wouldn't review movies that I have not checked out. Only movies that I have. I can tell you that one of these movies I did not finish. I actually fell asleep on um the build up. Excuse me, on the ending. And it wasn't because the movie was boring. It was just because I was sleepy. There she is.
I'm
Glad to
back.
have you back. Playing peekaboo with me.
Thank
How dare you?
you.
um, just explaining to everybody about the situations and thanking them for still being alive. As you can see, Alicia is still alive and smiling. So we are happy. Um, we're going to review these movies, a couple songs for you. Not going to hold you up for too long, but it's the end of the year, y'all. You know, give somebody a hug, give somebody a smooch, pat on the booty, whatever you got to do. We about to make it through the year. Try staying in your house and being safe just to ensure that you make it to the next year because there's a lot of people who didn't make it. I have family members that didn't make it, friends, you know, friends of friends, roommates and stuff like that that didn't make it. But you know, we've made it. And if you're still on this earth and you're bitter about something, you still have that sourpuss look on your face. Um, just keep living that way. You know, there's a lot of people who would love to be in your place with a smile on their face. So keep being ugly. Let's find out what happened. Miss Alicia, we have some things to discuss.
Oh yes,
Before we
talking about.
do,
Hmm.
are you happy for the new year?
Oh yes, happy to be alive. Happy to not take for granted about the basic things in life, like having you know be able to still be alive and not, like some people are on that respirator, fighting to breathe. So,
Yep.
everybody got different, issues and different health issues they probably deal with, but you can always find something to be thankful for that somebody's dealing with way worse. It's time to be thankful and about, putting whatever beef you have with your friends or family, put that aside for a little bit just to show love and care because you don't know how long someone's going to be here because they might be smiling your face today and tomorrow they might be on the other side of the heaven. So just
Yeah.
live life to the fullest.
Yeah. People don't see the new year as a new beginning. You know, they see it as another year to be buttholes. So, you know, hopefully you get yours. um, Aside from that, let's talk about our first movie.
Oh yeah, was it American
First
Son?
movie, yes, American Son. American Son is on Netflix. It came out, I believe, within the past 2 weeks. Um,
Yes.
it is starring Miss Carrie. What is her last name? Ah, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I don't want to say the wrong last name because I was about to say the wrong last name.
Oh my gosh,
Carrie.
why don't I remember? Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Starred in Scandal. She's a great actress, and I really did appreciate her acting in this movie. That was a lot of dialogue in this movie. A lot of dialogue.
Washington.
Wash. I knew it was a W. I didn't want to say Wilson. I didn't want to say Williams because it didn't sound right. So Miss Kerry Washington, you're an awesome actress. This was awesome. Everybody in this movie, which was only a few, did an
Hmm.
excellent job. It took place down here in Miami. They chose the Scott Projects, which means that it was a long time ago because the Scott Projects have been crushed for years upon years.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, it needed to be crushed. Poke and Beans got crushed. Projects are now gone. That's enough of the projects. Um, and there's new places in place of it. But this movie took place in Miami, Florida, Liberty City. Scott Projects once again, and it was a movie about blacks being targeted. Um, Kerry Washington was married to a white guy. He was an FBI officer, and they were separated. They were separated and divorced. The FBI officer, why don't I remember his name? I'm sorry. I saw this movie a couple of days ago. um, if you can look that up for me, Alicia. I'm forgetting their names. Was it Carl? Carl, I believe it was. I don't remember, but we'll get that for you. But
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna look it
happened
up.
is that before we go on, let me just get their correct names. I'm sorry, y'all. I was in a rush to get home today. It's well tonight. Just had to go and take care of some business and just made it here at the nick of time. Um,
I think
before we
his
get those,
name
yeah, the
was
characters'
Scott
names.
Connor in the movie.
Scott,
Scott
yes,
Connor.
that was his name. Scott, and what was her name?
Carrie Washington.
No, in the movie.
Oh, sorry. Kendra. I'm sorry.
Kendra, there you go. Because he kept
Kendra
calling her
Ellis
Ken.
Connor.
Yeah. Okay, so they were the Connors. Connor.
Yes.
But um, Scott and Kendra got the call that their son was. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Clean this up. Okay, Kendra was looking for her son. He was missing. His car was gone. She couldn't find him. He wasn't picking up his phone. So she went down to the precinct to file a missing persons report. She met with the deputy, and he was filling out the report casually, and she was getting very frustrated because she wanted to find her son. It's the usual story. Your child, your family member, and they won't just run off and not say anything. And this is what happened in this case, that she went to report him missing because he would not um, run out without saying anything. So the officer was asking her obvious questions. They are questions that that are following the protocol, and it was frustrating her because I'm as a parent, it would frustrate me too, because you're asking me obvious questions, but I know that they have to ask them. And the general idea is, ask me these questions and get out there and find them as a parent. So he's asking her the questions. It seems like he was asking every question, not just skipping any, like, yeah, this one seems obvious, um and she was getting frustrated. So she got into a back and forth match with him. He asked her if she wanted coffee or something like that, or water. And um I'm gonna leave out some of the details because you do need to watch the movie. I don't want to give you everything, but this was a time where I can say that the police were patrolling Liberty City. Liberty City is a troubled area. I spent the first 6, 7 years of my life there. Um, as a child, I didn't know about the bad stuff. I just knew about the good stuff, going to the parks, playgrounds, playing sports, toys, school. I only knew about that stuff. But as I grew up, I found out that there was a lot going on: drugs, murder, all types of stuff. And this took place back in the 80s, where that type of stuff was happening. I believe it was the 80s or 90s. I don't remember, but um, the Scott came in, her ex-husband, and it was surprising to find out that she was married to a white guy. But she's very well spoken in any role that she plays, and that was the role that she played. And it was to show, the idea of the story is to show the police that, you know, just because this took place in the hood doesn't mean that only hood people live there, you know? So it was, I don't remember what type of job she did, but she did say, and it was a professional job. Um, Damn, I don't remember. It almost came to my head,
Should we
but
tell them, or should they kind of see
no,
the
no, no, no,
movie so we
no.
won't tell them everything?
Yeah, if you know, just
Oh,
tell me.
psychologist at a university.
Exactly. Okay. Was it at Nova? I don't remember where it was, but she she had an excellent job, and Scott was an FBI officer, so he came in, and he came in with more of a aggressive approach, more than she did. She did the woman approach, the mom approach, where that's my baby, go find him. I'm frustrated, I don't know where he is. And Scott came in with the, I'm FBI, I'm the boss in here, tell me what's going on. And it got, the deputy basically was holding him off, telling him, you need to calm down. We need to finish the paperwork. Um, we have to wait until the lieutenant comes. Now, I want to tell you, I want to tell you the part that's missing, but I'm not going to tell you because it's gonna kind of give it away. But the deputy was basically telling them that the lieutenant was coming in, and he was going to speak to them and explain to them what's going on. um, which means they found out that um, the police really knew where their son was, and that's all I'll tell you about that. But the lieutenant is a black guy. The deputy was a white guy. Scott was a white guy. Um, Kendra was a black lady, and it kept showing flashbacks, flashes of what happened with her son. But the problem is that someone recorded a piece of the situation on a phone, and somehow Scott got it, and he didn't want to show it to Kendra, and he ended up showing it to her. It was a bystander that filmed. So this movie was excellent, excellent. Yeah, if you're black, you're pro-black, you're gonna be angry at this movie. I can tell you that up front. So watch this with a watchful eye, and try to keep you cool because it's not pretty. And the dialogue in this movie was just awesome. Me being a comedian slash actor, I was like, wow, they had to memorize some serious lines. Did you watch this all the way through, Alicia?
I did, and I noticed that most of the entire movie was based in one room, which makes it like whoever wrote this movie and the actors they chose for it is really good because in order to keep someone like that intrigue the whole entire time in one literally almost and they mainly was one room. They maybe went down the hallway once, maybe
Yeah, one
showed a
time.
little small flashback, but the whole movie was in one room.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I can honestly say when the movie started, I even asked, is this whole movie gonna be arguing, going back and forth? And the answer I got was yes. So I sucked my teeth. I was like, okay, I'll just keep checking it out. I just put my head back down and just kept listening. And for my blind and visually impaired friends, there's no audio description on it. Um, no audio description. Am I correct? Hold on. Let me think. Mm, no, there was no audio description. So you can pretty much follow along with what's going on though, because I made it without it. I asked a couple questions because I did have eyes on the TV. Oh, actually, no. Someone who's seen the movie already. So I'm just like um, following along with my ears, and because it was in one room with a couple flashbacks and things like that, it wasn't hard to follow, and it was just an awesome movie, y'all. Be prepared. That's all. That's the most I can tell you. Just be prepared. As far as the rating for this movie, give it a solid 10. I give it a solid 10 and nothing less than that. The acting was awesome. This deserves a couple of awards. Between the actors and actresses, they did an excellent, excellent job. The editing, um, the just everything. It's a perfect 10. What do you give it, Alicia?
Yeah, I totally agree with you with everything. It's a perfect 10. Um, it didn't once make you bored. It kept you intrigued the whole entire movie. Considering it being just one room and only approximately about four actors in this whole entire movie total, to be exact.
There was a few more, but there was
Literally,
small roles, small roles.
oh, yeah, small role, maybe at a flashback, maybe like the
Yeah, just yeah, that's it.
and the
And
guys. It's
yeah,
funny. The friends they didn't even show the friends. This was like sound, like they showed them watching the phone, hearing the gunshots, but they
listen,
never
listen,
really
listen.
showed us.
Hey, 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 hey!
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow. I was like, let me see if she gonna stop herself. Let me see if she gonna stop herself. Oh my gosh, Alicia. Alicia was just that friend at the movies that tell you everything that's gonna happen.
Oh
Oh
yes.
my god.
Oh
Oh, the one you just want to elbow in their chin. Be quiet. Bad, bad, Alicia. Bad, bad. Go sit in the corner. Oh my God. Um, ignore that. There was none of that. None of it. It was all ice
Mhm.
cream and lollipops.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, check it out. It's called what is it?
American
American
Son.
Son. All right,
Mhm.
American Son. So come back to this video. Let us know how you felt about it. If you have watched it, be sure to comment down below. All right. Next up,
Mhm.
what do we have?
You have you want to do the movie or you want to do the show?
Let's
Next.
do the show. Let's do the show.
Okay, Get Even.
All right. DGM. The name of the movie is Get Even with the slogan Don't Get Mad. All right. This is centered in the UK. It's a series, has 10 episodes on Netflix. Came out recently. It was in the spotlight. Um, it's high school kids. I seem to like these high school kid movies in the UK because they're sort of mischievous. Um, I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to say it, but I can say
Mhm.
this: the younger generation in the UK is a lot more
Mhm.
exciting than the older generation. It's like it's like once they get out of school, they get boring. It's kind of hard to watch, and those high school kids are exciting because they're being molded, but they're still being mischievous and ridiculous, and that's what this movie is. It's four girls. They it's three white girls and one black girl. They did you watch this all the way through, Alicia?
I didn't
Alicia,
watch the entire episode all the way through. It was
what episode did you get
I
to?
don't know if I could. I don't know if I kind of got annoyed close to the end of the episode.
No, you really
I
had to watch it all the way to the end.
said,
Go back and watch it. So you probably made it to what episode?
I only watched one episode. Episode one.
No. Oh my God. Alicia, bad, bad, bad. You know what? Now you're in the corner with your knees on some rice. You're getting worse. You're getting worse. Next, you're gonna have to hold up some dictionaries. Well, I guess I'll be talking about this one by myself. Um, these four
I did
girls
watch
are
most
a blah blah blah
of it.
blah. These four girls are you can call them like a wolf pack. They're basically getting even with people who did something to them or to the someone around them, but it's mostly to them. Um, the 10 episodes just progress through them being in school, their home life, and them being friends, their love lives. You'll be surprised. I was surprised that there was nothing more than a kiss involved in this movie compared to the other series that I watched. Sex Education, that one was ridiculously funny and good. But once the next season comes out, I'll review that one. Um, but for Get Even, the girls would meet up on a roof to discuss their mischief, the things they're going to do to people to get them back after they do things. The first episode involved them getting their coach fired for just basically treating them wrong because they were on a what was that? Was it a soccer team?
Yeah,
Yeah,
soccer team.
they were on a soccer team, and he was just basically being ridiculous towards them. So they set him up to get fired. And the series basically went on with them just if anybody did anything to them, the pack, the wolf pack would just basically jump on you. They were called Don't Get Mad, DGM, and it ended up that um, there was a bully in the school, and he was bullying one of the girls. He had pictures of her being naughty. You know, um, I said naughty, and he was basically threatening her with the pictures. Then her boyfriend stepped in, the and the the boyfriend basically told him to watch your back. You know, and I was surprised to see there were a couple of black people in this show. Um, there was one girl from that moved there from America that spoke, American English, but it was mostly beautiful accents, the UK accents throughout. And
Mhm.
what was funny is that the mother had an English accent, but the daughter didn't. So I was confused by that, and they specifically said she was from America, so I didn't get it. I guess that was a flaw in there somewhere. I don't know. The black girl was Margot. She was nerdy.
Mhm.
um, this show was pretty good. It was pretty good. I watched it all the way through. I checked it out. I liked it. Since Alicia can't rate this one because she cut out on it, I'm gonna give this series a. I'm gonna give it a 8 because of the drama that was in it. The way that they got people back, it was pretty creative. Um, there was some police investigations going on in there. It's interesting. If you like the the European accents, you like the mischievous children type of thing, watch this movie. It's good. So like I said, I give it an 8. Alicia, you don't have anything to say about this.
Oh,
Bad, bad.
I watched the first episode. I'm not gonna rate it, but I can tell. Can I compare it to other
Go
shows
ahead.
I watch?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so it gives me a vibe of like a couple of shows I used to watch. It gives me like a mixture of Pretty Little Liars, like a mixture of the
I was gonna
Grassy.
watch that. I was gonna watch that, but I was that good?
Oh yeah, that was good. I mean, it started getting too real for me. The closer it got in the series to find out, I was like, okay, that was getting a little too much for me.
How
And a
many
little
seasons
mixture of
did that
Disney
have?
Channel. Oh, I have no idea. I stopped
Is it
watching
more than
after a
one?
while. Oh yeah, it's a lot of seasons. That thing went on like probably I'll say about maybe 5 seasons, 5 6 seasons, 7.
Oh, I might not be watching that then. That's too far. Okay. So
But
it reminded you of those two?
it's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, it reminded me of those two and a little bit of Disney. But I used to be into that type of stuff in high school, but now it kind of annoyed me a little bit, so I'm not into that
Yeah.
type of show
To
anymore. So
check
I
out the
couldn't watch
decisions
it.
that youngsters make. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But it really was good. So you might want to go back and check that out. And for anybody out there who likes European movies with the little sexual twist and mischievous kids and comedy, check out Sex Education. That show is so funny and ridiculous. Okay, it has 2 seasons so far. I'm waiting on season 3. It's awesome. Um, okay, next movie.
Next movie is Soul. Is it a Disney movie? Pixar.
So on, yep, Pixar. That is what you call it, on Disney Plus only. It is starring Jamie Foxx as Joe Gardner, the main character in the movie. He is a jazz musician who retired to be a middle school band teacher, and he just eats, sleeps, and poops jazz. Doesn't have a significant other, no children. Everything went into his music, and this type of thing can happen when you're into something really, really deep. It's and those are usually the people that are like in the history books that
Mm-hmm.
really dedicate their lives to something like that. Not just music, it could be sports, it could be politics, it could be anything. When you're just prolific at it, that means that you eat, sleep, and poop it. it is your life, and that's what he made it, you know. And
Hmm.
he was damn good at it. And what happens is that he was teaching class. He had a protege that he taught the drums, and he got a call from him one day to try out with a prolific and historic jazz artist. She was a saxophone. Was it a horn? Was she playing a
Yeah,
horn or
saxophone,
saxophone?
alto. I think an alto saxophone.
Yeah, okay. And he was like, I'll die a happy man. He shouldn't have said that, but I'll die a happy man if I can play with her. And he thanked his student, and he went around skipping and hopping and had his papers in his hand because he had an audition that night. And he wasn't paying attention and fell down a manhole and died.
Yep, pretty much.
And then, the name of the movie has a couple different meanings to me. Um, the word soul, that's what jazz is. You got to have soul in order to play jazz. And also, it was his soul that was moving around after he died, maneuvering around the afterlife and things like that. So he passed away, and his soul was about to go to heaven. He was on the ramp going on up, and he was like, "No, I got an audition tonight. I can't die." So he was basically fighting it. It was all kind of souls floating around him. The old lady tripped me out. The old lady say, "I've been waiting. I'm 106 years old. I've been waiting for this forever." He said, "What is this?" He said, "The afterlife." He said, "No." That boy ran the other way. He was gone. He was like, I can't do this." So, um, they had an invisible barrier, so he couldn't go back. So he had to find a way around it and get back to his body. And he had to go through the different steps of the afterlife. He had a seminar. He had um guardians he had to meet. It was so funny. I thought it was funny, Alicia. Everybody's name was Jerry.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
Jerry,
Jerry.
is everybody here named Jerry? He's like, yep, we kind of run in the pack. This movie was so silly.
One
Once,
Terry.
yeah, one Terry, and you know, Pixar really has a real personality. It has a humorous personality when it comes to their movies. You know, they're silly, and the things the different references that they have in the movie, the metaphors, everything is just silly, and everything has a double meaning to it. So you got to pay attention when you're watching this movie. It's a lot going on. Okay, this does has have audio description on it for all of my blind and visually impaired friends. um the the premise of this movie is he's trying to get back to this audition. So along the way, he meets what was her name? What was the girl name? You remember?
22.
22. How could I forget that number? She was 22, and basically, she was saying she'd been stuck there for hundreds of years in what they call it
The great before.
yeah, the great before. It was in between life and death. No, in between life and where you're going. So it was called
Yep.
the Great Before. So he was wandering around there, and he met 22. 22 had an attitude with everybody. Like she just would not agree with anybody. Everything was a smart remark. She was like, I just don't like being here. And she didn't like life either. And they gave you the idea that she had no idea what life was, but she didn't like it.
Hmm.
Humans were what she called them. Humans were dumb or some. What I forgot. I
Uh,
forgot what she said. You remember?
I can't remember. But she just seen it as like being miserable while I
Yeah,
live.
yeah. She didn't like the idea of it all. And she ended up having to stick with Joe throughout the movie to she was supposed to be mentoring him, but she was a terrible mentor. So he ended up getting convincing Terry, who was like a ship guider, basically. He helped Joe, he gave him ideas on how to get back to his body. So Joe actually made it back down to Earth. They sent him back down, and he went down with 22. But 22 and him arrived at his body in the hospital at the same time. He was on a respirator, breathing machine, stuff like that. And they both got down there at the same time. So he went to jump in his body, and 22 jumped in instead. And he jumped in the cat that was a comfort cat that was sitting on his feet.
Yeah.
So the movie went on with 22 living in his black body, and he was the cat. And she had no idea what to do in that body, like she
Hmm.
never lived before. Now I'm not gonna go any further than that into the movie because it was very very silly. I'm going to give you
Hmm.
some bad news about this. I fell asleep on it. Not because the movie was bad,
Oh
because
no.
I got no sleep last night. None. Like every time I fell asleep, I woke back up. It was a rough day today for me. So I fell asleep on the end of it, and I'm gonna go back and watch it, and then come back and throw it in the comments. But this movie was awesome. It had me giggling. She talked about some um this part stinks. She could lift he lifted up his arm. She like this stinks. Then she go lift up her leg. This part doesn't. She said she went to smell his booty.
And the funny part, I mean, she was like, "I washed your butt for you."
Yeah, she was
That
like,
was
I
so
watched your
funny.
back for you when she was in the shower.
And that was funny.
Oh, this movie was a trip. So he was the cat. She can hear what he was saying, but nobody else could. So whenever he go to talk, he meow, meow. This movie was funny, y'all. Y'all need to check it out. Again, it's called Soul. It's a new movie. Like I said, Jamie Foxx is in it. I heard a couple other familiar voices, but I'm not gonna know who they are. Um, do you know? Did you recognize any other voices in there?
I really didn't until I looked it up just now. Like I didn't recognize anybody's voice, to be
I'm pretty
honest.
sure 22 was one. Whose names do you see?
Tina Fey was that surprised me. Tina Fey was 22. I thought
Who's
it was a
Tina
little
Fey?
kid.
Tina Fey.
The one
Who?
that used to she used to be on Saturday Night Live and she used to pretend to be Sarah Palin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There, that did sound like her. Okay. Who else you saw?
um yeah, Jamie Foxx, like you said, was Joe Gardner. David Diggs was Paul.
Mhm.
Who else? Soul number two was Anaya Moran. I can't say her name.
Okay.
Funny person. Moonwind, the one that the little crazy. Well, he looked like a little crazy dude. That
Yeah,
was his
yeah.
one of his
That was
spirit
his name,
guides.
Moon Man.
Graham Norton.
Oh, okay. So this, I mean, usually when Pixar does a movie, they have a lot of stars in it. So I'm not surprised. I'm not
It
surprised. I'm
is.
gonna go back and watch the end of this movie. For right now, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 until I finish watching it. But I know it's going to be a 10. What do you give it?
Oh yeah, I give it a 10. I feel like it's a lesson. It might go over some people's
Yeah,
head, but it's a lesson most definitely if you really pay attention to it.
yeah, definitely. I really feel like it is. And it was some great music in it. I like the music.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and they're teaching you about the afterlife. I mean, I feel like the the message in this movie is to live your life. Don't
Oh yeah.
don't overlook the obvious things or the things around you that you're ignoring to pay attention to something else. So I feel like it was a message in there. It was kind of what word can I use? It had
Kind of
a positive meaning in it. It was positive. Their movies usually are positive, and this one, I feel like you can show that movie in church for movie night. You feel like that?
kind of. Well, depends. Well, yeah, it was kind of, yeah. It depends on what religion they talk. They okay with accepting that is. But I really thought that was really deep that they went into a very like spiritual stuff. Like, whoa, some stuff I didn't know. Like, whoa, is this really true?
Like,
Sixth
right?
grade.
And the thing is that people, I know a couple people who have died and come back. I know I have one friend, she died 5 times and came back, but I've never asked her what she saw. And I'm going to. I keep meaning to, but I keep forgetting. So the afterlife is real. You can make it back to your body. And I had another friend who had to jump out of a 5-story building because it was burning, and she died when she hit the ground. And she told me about what happened when she died. So it sounds familiar. We're we're what is that, 45 minutes? So we're gonna end it. Did we have more?
I think we had just maybe like two music videos. One
What
about
were
Wiz
they?
Khalifa. Wiz Wiz
Khalifa. I
Khalifa.
liked it. I liked it. I
Khalifa.
liked it. What's the name of the song?
It was called. Oh, let me look at it again because I just forgot. It is.
I liked it. I haven't heard from Wiz in a minute. I know he came out with a couple tracks, but I haven't been paying attention to him. But I did have his first couple albums.
I think it's Thrill. I think that's what it's called, Thrill.
Okay, it's a that's a good song. I don't know anything about the video. I didn't see anything. So visually, what did you
Mhm.
see? Quick,
Oh,
and then
it
we'll
just looked like
close.
a. It was like a bunch of like pretty much a girl, like almost like somebody's on Instagram recording their life, like going on trips and stuff. But basically, it's about a girl. It just kind of gave me like a feel like college,
Okay,
college
okay,
girls
okay.
kind of going wild, trying to
I like the song. It was cool. Um, I heard a song today that we're gonna review next time. It is I really like it. It had Lil Wayne in it, had Kanye in it. Um, it's brand new. I'm sorry, I don't remember the song, but it was awesome. I'm gonna go back and look it up. But it recently came out today. What's the last song?
It's by Sabrina Claudio. Yeah, how you say
Sabrina
Claudio?
Claudio, her Christmas song.
Claudio is. Yep, I just met.
Yeah, that song is awesome. She makes beautiful music. She has a style of her own. Um, and it's nice. I'd like to meet her. Sabrina, if you're out there, invite a blind guy to a show. um, but y'all make sure y'all check that out. Check out those two songs. Check out the three movies. Come back. Let us know how it went. If not, come on Facebook, comedian See No Evil Entertainment. Give me your comments. Make sure you follow my page. Share this video. Share the page. Need more subscribers. Love you guys. Happy New Year in advance. If you guys don't hear from me, if I don't talk to you, um, people make choices for a reason. Maybe one day you'll find out why they made it. Alicia, anything you want to say?
Oh yes. Eat, be happy, live life, and stay safe. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yay, 2020 is just about over. We got one more day, baby. One more day. Shout out
One
to all
more
my
day.
shout out to all my loyal subscribers, followers. Love you guys. We're gonna check y'all out later. It's Bat Life Food. Yeah.